Thank you for joining us for a special edition of KPBS News This Week. I'm John Carroll. We're focusing on the local art we featured in 2023 and the artists who shared their gifts with San Diego. Tourism saw a resurgence this year, and many of those visitors passed through San Diego International Airport. KPBS Arts producer Julia Dixon-Evans takes a closer look at the public art that greets travelers.
It's safe to say that virtually nobody visits an airport just to see some art. But in some ways, that's the point. This unintentional, unwitting glimpse of art and culture is part of the lore of airport arts programs around the world. The San Diego Airport's environment means people are hyper-focused on the tasks in front of them, like getting through security or catching a flight. Daniel Dennert is curator of the arts program.
There's all of those kind of inputs going into a person's mind, so finding ways that create this moment where people are like, oh, wait, and they kind of come out of this maybe subconscious rhythm, and they really say, oh, that is different.
Katie Norman, Airport Arts Program Manager, says the art has tangible purposes beyond the aesthetics.
Airports across the country have actually started creating these art programs that include public art, largely because they provide a sense of place. There are certain elements to our collection that create calming, because this can be a very tough experience for some people traveling.
Art in the San Diego airport costs just over 2 cents for each passenger who boards a plane. In terms of economic benefits, when passengers linger in terminals, they spend more on airport concessions. The program also creates jobs and pays artists. San Diego's airport art program includes temporary art exhibits, plus performing arts, and over 50 works more integrated into the architecture.
We do have a robust collection here. I would say that there are about 15 other airports across the country that also have airport programs of a similar caliber.
The temporary exhibit on view now is called A Necessary Departure, spotlighting what artists went through during the pandemic. Some of the works are pre-security, but others are post-security, so visitors need a plane ticket to see them. In one example, by Terry Hughes Ulrich, hundreds of lids and caps from single-use plastics are mounted on the wall and suspended from the ceiling like tiny works of art. It draws attention to the increased use of disposable products during the pandemic and the increased urgency for change.
The idea was you were looking at all these single-use plastics as if we were 10 years down the road. And the only way you would be able to see plastic, because you couldn't see it in the store anymore, is by actually going to museums.
There's also a gravity-defying sculpture made of old folding chairs by Jamie Franks, puzzle-like wooden portraits by Christopher Lloyd Tucker, and cosmic sculptures by Rebecca Webb. Border artist Alvaro Alvarez's Imperfect Boundaries is a series of 7 framed pieces tucked away in the airport's Be Relaxed lounge. Shapes are formed from a crowded tangle of painted black ink lines and symbols. The edges created by the many lines represent human and community borders. Borders and boundaries are a big theme for Alvarez. He says it means more that his work is experienced by viewers outside of traditional art boundaries.
You know, when I describe Imperfect Boundaries, I use our border as a metaphor between Tijuana and San Diego. But to have an airport setting as a gallery that is a transient space that filters, a passageway for people everywhere. An airport is essentially, you know, every literal gate to a plane is a threshold to cross.
A Necessary Departure will be on view throughout Terminal 2 until the end of the year, so harried holiday travelers still have time to take it in. An unexpected piece of art may grab their attention as they dash to their gates. Julia Dixon-Evans, KPBS News.
San Diego's public art extends to the places where the people's work gets done. That includes some of the new County Live Well centers, including the one that opened this year in Choice View. Lara McCaffrey shows us some of the art that makes the new facility more than a building.
The The art installation Light of Passage hovers under a skylight at the County of San Diego's Southeastern Live Well Center. Hand-cut pieces of 4 different types of glass are attached to stainless steel wires, representing the nearby Chollas Creek. It's a sunny day, so the glass creates shadow play on the wall and floor below, splashes of blue, purple, and yellow.
I came up with a sort of a general concept that went out to the public, to the community for feedback. During that period, they've expressed their desire to see a lot of colors and something that gives hope and optimism.
Kaori Fukuyama created the art.
I wanted to use materials that really sort of shines and reflect off of our beautiful sunlight.
Light of Passage is one of many pieces of public art at the new Southeastern Live Well Center. Organizers of the center's art program say the pieces selected were based on community member feedback, an attempt to create a building for the community. The Tubman Chavez Center used to be where the Live Well Center stands now. In October 2021, construction for the 65,000 square foot facility began. The goal was to combine several resource buildings into one. Live Well centers are meant to provide social and health services to San Diegans. They're designed to be one-stop shops, aiming to prevent many visits to different buildings for access to various services. When it came to installing art in the building, the county gathered community input and then used a public art committee to make selections. Barbara Jimenez, Community Operations Officer at the county, said it wasn't hard to get feedback.
What we heard directly from the community, that this is a diverse community, and that having the opportunity really to reflect the diversity through art was really important.
100 artists submitted proposals to a call for art in spring 2022. Art was purchased from 33 artists, with 14 commissioned to create pieces especially for the building. There's installations, statues, paintings, a meditation garden, and more. One of the community requests, diversity, is seen in Francisco Eme's piece Crisol, meaning melting pot in Spanish. It consists of panels with ceramics and textiles. It's located in the stairwell under Fukuyama's installation. Visitors see a new panel every few steps taken. Eme says the textiles are from different cultures in San Diego.
This work is very non-personal, meaning that I did very little treatment to the textiles. I'm pretty much respecting the original design.
And so each of the flowers celebrates our community here.
Art consultant Leah Goodwin wanted the building to feel like a healing place.
There's evidence-based design principles that I use from my decades of putting art in hospitals and creating healing environments that are at play here. Even though it's a public health center, people still may not be having their best day. And we, so as a public art consultant, we looked at ways to find touch points to create beauty.
Fukuyama hopes that visitors find that beauty from her work's light and colors.
I'm hoping that if some people visit here more than once, then they see the changes throughout the day, throughout the season, and notice little things that changes around us.
Laura McCaffrey, KPBS News.
Many of our reporters have contributed to the KPBS Public Art Series. You can find more at kpbs.org/publicart. Much of our public art is inspired by the cultures in our cross-border region, and many times that includes politics and shared struggles. A new mural in Chicano Park touches on those themes. Katie Hyson looks at how people are honoring the political power of farm workers.
Cars whiz by on the freeway above. Mario Chacon, the lead artist of the El Cortito mural, gives a sneak peek to a curious family.
And so you have the past, the consequence, the struggle, and then at the bottom, the victory.
Dividing the mural in two is an arched spinal column that mirrors the backs of the farm workers toiling in the fields above.
The guy on the far right is Mo when he was young.
As a lawyer with the California Rural Legal Assistance, Maurice Mo Jourdain led the fight against El Cortito, the short-handled hoe used by farm workers in California. The workers called it El Brazo del Diablo, the devil's arm. Its 8-inch handle forced them to stoop over all day. Jourdain says Cesar Chavez told him he should fight against El Cortito. But it was a chance meeting in a Salinas Valley pool hall in 1970 that convinced him.
One of the farm workers had a bad back, and I asked him what happened, and he told me that it's just from using the Cortito.
The farm worker went to his truck and brought back the Cortito. Jourdain agreed it seemed bad, but the worker challenged him.
You have to learn to know how bad it is, you have to go use it. And so, after some encouragement, pressure, I went to the field to use the Cortito, and I remember driving down the Salinas Valley at dawn and spending the day bent over, hoeing, and I realized that day it was a torture, and we had to do something to get rid of it.
Jourdain went to the law library and found no laws around the Cortito.
I learned that from doctors, that it was worse than just the pain. The farm workers' backs were being destroyed.
Together with co-counsel Marty Glick, he filed a lawsuit. Doctors testified that farm workers were retiring young with destroyed backs, often permanently disabled and in wheelchairs. Stooping over degenerated the discs in their spine until they ruptured.
And to the growers, I learned in all of it, is the farm workers were just a tool. They were just like the hoe. You know, if the farm worker became disabled because of back injury, they just went to Mexico and got another one to take their place.
Jourdain says growers claimed the short handle was needed for efficiency. But when Jourdain and Glick surveyed growers across the country, they found the same work was being done with a long-handled hoe everywhere but Arizona and California. Jourdain has another theory. El Cortito was about control.
I can remember one worker telling me, well, you know, the slave owners had whips or guns they used to keep workers working, and here they have the Cortito.
The Cortito kept workers bent low at a time when Cesar Chavez and others were trying to unionize them to stand up, and it made them easier to supervise.
You could have one supervisor, one foreman supervising 50 or 60 workers when you knew who was resting were those who were standing up.
Farm workers organized across the state, including at Chicano Park. They risked their livelihoods to testify during the years-long legal battle. The Supreme Court of California banned the short-handled hoe in 1975.
It was more likely the lawyer than...
Remembering the win moves Jourdain, but he puts it in perspective.
We got rid of the Cortito, but that's just one little part of a farm worker's life.
Now retired, he still speaks of all the work left to do. Farm workers in California are still dying in the field of heat exhaustion, a preventable illness.
What we have to do is get beyond the belief that farm workers are just tools and it doesn't matter that something is harmful.
At the mural, Jourdain poses with the family. Instead of saying cheese, the children say, "Sí se puede." Yes, it can be done.
My hero.
And
Jourdain and Glick will speak at a public unveiling of the mural on Sunday, June 25th. Katie Hyson, KPBS News.
Javier Salazar Rojas is better known in Tijuana as the deported artist. KPBS border reporter Gustavo Solis shows us how he uses art to shine a light on the plight of deportees.
One of Javier Salazar's favorite paintings is of a little boy in the desert, hiding from the border patrol. The boy crouches behind a bush. He's carrying a light blue backpack that's almost as big as he is. It's actually a self-portrait from when he went on a family trip to Tijuana when he was 11 years old.
And on the way back, I tried to load up in the van when everybody was going home, and my mom she stopped me.
The rest of his family was going to drive through the port of entry, but Salazar would have to sneak back across the country illegally.
And I was like, I thought we were going home. She was like, oh, you know what? You can't come home with us. You don't have any papers.
That's when Salazar found out he was undocumented. He had been brought to Oakland as a 3-month-old child and lived there ever since. While his family drove across the border, he had to hike through a rural part of San Diego County.
I got separated from my group. I remember hiding in the bushes, and it's when Border Patrol found me. And at 11 years old, I got taken to an immigration center and I got deported.
Salazar eventually made it back to Oakland, and he lived there until his late 20s, when he stole $300 from a gas station, got caught, and was sent to prison. It was in prison where Salazar taught himself to draw. He also served as a volunteer firefighter between 2011 and 2014.
I risked my life for 3 years working for $1 an hour for the state of California. And my last 30 days, they came and told me I was being deported.
He was deported right after finishing his prison sentence. Salazar is now 47 and lives in Tijuana. He's an established artist.
Chico, come on, buddy.
And the proud parent of 5 adopted dogs and a cat.
Let me get you a blanket.
Known locally as the deported artist, Salazar's paintings depict migration and border culture. He uses art as a way to tell his own stories and change the way people see deportees.
If nobody speaks up, nobody's going to hear our story. Somebody else might tell our narrative, but they're going to tell it through their eyes, through their agenda.
He says deportees are depicted as criminals, bad hombres. In theory, they're sent back to their home, but in reality, many of them have no connection to that home.
When you're deported and being out here, it's almost like being treated like a foreigner in your own country. They look at you as an outsider.
Discrimination plays out in different ways. Some deportees struggle to speak Spanish, or speak it with a thick American accent. Others, like Salazar, have visible tattoos.
Sometimes I'm on the bus, and the only available seat will be next to me. And people will come, and they'll stand up. And a bunch of people will stand up rather than sit next to me.
Salazar wants his art to change the way people, especially Americans, view deportation. In his case, deportation separated him from the rest of his family back home in Oakland.
Well, you're not just deporting a person, you're deporting a father, you're deporting an uncle, you're deporting a family's main breadwinner. You're separating families. So you're just not punishing the person who's being deported, you're punishing a whole family.
His art is also political commentary. Salazar just finished putting up an art installation at the beach along the US-Mexico border, right at the very top of the border wall. It features Presidents Joe Biden and Donald Trump locked in a passionate kiss. It's meant to capture the disappointment advocates feel with Biden's immigration policies by drawing attention to just how similar they are to Trump's.
Really, it's the message behind it is Biden, breaking all his immigration promises, and also adopting Trump-era laws that are anti-immigrant.
Gustavo Solis, KPBS News.
Art isn't just what we see, it's also what we hear. This fall, the first ever California Festival featured classical music with a focus on new composers. I had an opportunity to attend a special performance in Mexico earlier this year that helped prepare the San Diego Symphony for the big celebration. Fresh off a national tour that ended with a performance in Carnegie Hall last month, the San Diego Symphony was on the road again last week, out of the United States, but close to home.
To come here is, I think, important as we look for cultural bonds and connections.
Here is Tijuana, the Seacoot, Tijuana's cultural center. The symphony presenting a free concert for our southern neighbors. At a pre-concert news conference, Martha Gilmer and the Consul General of Mexico in San Diego, Carlos Gonzalez Gutierrez, spoke of the transcendent meaning of this cultural event.
Their work has to benefit everybody and has to reach every member of this single region, that although it's composed by 2 nations, it's in the end one sole region.
The need for understanding and compassion and communication in our world is more important than ever, and music can help us do that.
Back to the main purpose of the California Festival, showcasing works that are 5 years old or less, like David Chesky's The Abreu Danza, number 4.
San Diego Symphony Orchestra, the Los Angeles Philharmonic, and the San Francisco Symphony Orchestra are the anchors for the California Festival, which is a 3-week period of time. And we've invited many, many musical organizations around the state, 100 as a matter of fact, to perform new music, to showcase new composers.
But not just new composers. Some of a previous era who broke the norms of their day were included, like Richard Strauss and his famous Also sprach Zarathustra. The piece requires the full 90-member orchestra, and that includes an organ. As you might imagine, moving the full orchestra here, including 2 harps, a marimba, and of course the organ, was quite the logistical challenge, a job which primarily fell to the symphony's Vice President of Impact and Innovation, Laura Reynolds.
Well, it's a complicated jigsaw puzzle of packing that our incredible production team put together. So yes, it has taken months of planning to figure out how many musicians, how many instruments, how we're going to get it across the border in both directions.
The Sikut Theater seats about 1,000 people, and it was full. I'm told hundreds were turned away. If the Dos Damas on either side of the stage could talk, they'd probably agree with the audience. This visit, this performance, was on so many levels a rousing success. Now, I must tell you, after all my years in this business, I've covered a lot of stories, and that was done on the evening of Dia de los Muertos this year, and it was one of the most delightful times I've ever had covering a story. Just thought I'd give you a little personal anecdote there. Well, if you enjoy our coverage of arts and culture, be sure to subscribe to the KPBS YouTube page. You can get notifications when new content is posted from KPBS News and some of the original programming that airs on KPBS. That's also where we live stream KPBS Evening Edition, weeknights at 5. This year, the San Diego Humane Society struggled and is still struggling with an overpopulation problem. That's why one San Diegan stepped in to help. Back in August, it's me again, I met a dog groomer who brings an artistic touch to help pooches find loving homes. At the San Diego Humane Society's El Cajon campus, dog groomer Gabe Feitosa is making his monthly visit. He's transforming this little guy named Minnow into a tiger. Feitosa's passion for this work began years ago when he was a boy growing up in challenging circumstances in the favelas of Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Even before I started doing dog grooming, I thought I was going to be an artist. I love to draw, I love to paint.
Feitosa also had a passion for dogs. He started helping a dog groomer in his hometown. Eventually, the grooming and the artistic spark came together. He made his way to San Diego in 2014 and now has his own dog grooming business in University Heights. There, he charges anywhere between $500 and $1,700 to transform dogs into walking works of art. He appeared on an ABC show called Pooch Perfect in the summer of 2021 and quickly gained national attention. Then last December, he had an idea.
I was trying to find a way to give back, so I reached out to the Humane Society and was like, hey guys, what if we transform your guys' dogs and bring attention not only for the dogs that are getting transformed to get adopted right away, but to the cause.
More on the cause in a moment, but first, a look at how this all works. A Humane Society team selects a dog or dogs that would typically get looked over, like our friend Minnow, and this beautiful girl. This is Nyla. Her family had to give her up.
This tail is going to look like $1 million.
Feitosa employs a dazzling array of colors. All the dye is vegan and non-toxic, doesn't harm the dogs in any way. But it's a challenge. How many artists do you know that have to contend with a canvas that moves? After the dog gets their color, they get a bath. Then, time for blow drying. And finally a trim. And voila, the canine spa treatment is finished, the transformation complete. After the Feitosa treatment, the artist always takes pictures and videos of his subjects. You see, Feitosa has huge numbers of people following him on social media, more than 2 million on TikTok, and another 500,000 on Instagram.
There, sit down.
In addition to donating his time, Feitosa also pays for adoption and any other fees for dogs that have gotten his special treatment. He wants to remove any barriers that would keep someone from adopting one of these furry friends. He says it's all worth it when he finds out the dogs have in fact been adopted.
It fills me with joy, especially because we focus on transforming the dogs that actually need more attention. Really big dogs that have a hard time getting adopted, dogs that are dropped off here when they're like 9-10 years old. They have a much harder time than a puppy or a small dog. So we really focus on doing those guys. So when I hear that those guys get adopted, I'm just like over the moon. I'm just grateful that I get to do it.
So far, Feitosa's batting average is almost 1,000. We shot this story in early August, and unfortunately, Nyla is still here. But all the others are now in loving homes. Still, there are so many more waiting for that special person or family. A few weeks after that story aired, I found out from the Humane Society that Nyla was adopted, so all's well that ends well. Be sure to get the latest from KPBS News delivered to your inbox. Breaking news, arts, and our top headlines are all available as newsletters. We hope you enjoyed this look at KPBS News this week. I'm John Carroll. Thank you so much for joining us.